look forward to everybody jumping in chat here. Usually takes a few minutes for everybody to wander in. So a real quick recap of yesterday. I was super happy with my very low owned number one pay-up pitcher, Logan Webb. In most of my contests, he was 6% or 4% owned, somewhere in that neighborhood. And he was the top scorer pitcher on the slate. However, the hitters did not come through for me. So it was just a so-so day. We did have some really good wins. Moso Alum had a nice win. Our man Lanny had a big takedown. We had some really solid winners across the board today. So it was a fun Saturday. We also shout out to Colin Chachoff, our pro for MMA. He had some really great picks. Steve as well. And MMA was a lot of fun yesterday for us also. We're also sweating out PGA today. We have some FedEx St. Jude's full tournament matchups here that we've been following since Thursday. We just need a good, strong finish from those guys, and we'll be in pretty good shape there. Also today, I wanted to mention again, we've got a giveaway today. It's going to be awesome. We're going to give away $20 PayPal. So that's going to be something that we'll do here throughout the podcast, somewhere in there, maybe halfway through, 3/4 of the way through. We will hit the randomizer on everybody that's in chat, and that will pick a winner. So if you're in chat today, just say hi real quick. Let us know you're there, even if it's just a couple of words. At least we see everybody that is in here with us. So definitely an interesting card today. There are 15 games on the Major League slate. The ones we're going to concentrate on start at 1:37 p.m. So that's when we'll really focus in. Each site has a different amount of games on their main slate. So that's a little bit different today. We've got 10 games on DraftKings, all start at 1:37, by the way. 10 games on DraftKings, 11 on FanDuel, and 14 on Yahoo. So a little bit different. It's a few different opportunities on the different sites. So you have to be aware of that. There's a huge shift of pricing today as well. A lot of guys overpriced and underpriced. It's really interesting. So we're going to have to really pick and choose those spots. So we'll go through everything. We'll do the game set, determine what we're looking at for these main slates, and then also give out a two brains are better than one, I'll say, because I did get some input from Crash. He sent me his picks last night. He's got stuff going on today. So I sort of layered some of his choices into my build. So we'll still call it a two brains are better than one. We know Crash and I, it's only about 1 1/4 anyway. So, and that's shrinking. It used to be 1 1/2. So that's where we're going there. So we'll go over all those. We'll give you our pay up plays and everything from there. Good morning, JT. Good morning, Ramel H. Great to see you guys in here. Anybody else is in there? Just a quick good morning or something. Good to see who's in there. You don't have to get into a big conversation or ask a bunch of questions. Just good to see. It lets me double check before I hit the randomizer to make sure people are in here and not just, in the chat and not jumping in that randomizer. So AJ Pollock for me, if you need any value, coach. All right, Josh is weighing in again. Had Pollock yesterday in one of my lineups, and he did well. So I like that 2 cents. Solo Free, good morning. How are you, man? 2 games we have to concern. Perfect timing there, Solo. The 2 games I'm concerned about, but not in postponement style right now, that's Cincinnati and Colorado. Colorado, I feel comfortable with. That's going to be a key game for me. I'm excited that there's rain chances in Colorado because I think it may lessen the ownership a little bit. And I really do think that is still
I mean, it's a Coors game. It's still warm there. Showers or not showers, I think it's still a very key game on the slate. And for people that are paying attention and see that rain chance there, maybe it lowers that ownership a little bit. So I'm not fading anything in Colorado whatsoever. I feel like that game's fine. In fact, that rain looks like it moves in more towards the end of the game. Anything before that looks like just a brief shower. But what we're going to do is we're going to follow this the next hour or so, watch radar. We'll be posting stuff in Discord, and we'll mention it if we have any feel that it's going to be worse and we're going to pull guys from that game. Colin will put that up on our Twitter account so you can see it there at DFS Coach Talk. Cincinnati's a little more dicey. There's a little bit better chance of rain there, but at last brush here, I looked like 5 minutes before I got on air here that it looks okay to me. I think it plays. So, you know, for me, if it's a 50% chance or better and I'm not comfortable with it, I fade it because, again, you can't take a zero, or you might as well flush your lineups. But I don't feel that way about either of those games at this moment. But again, we still have a couple of hours. We have exactly 2 hours and 30 minutes because it's a weird 1:37 slate start for the main slates, and it's 11:07 now. So a lot can happen in 2.5 hours. We'll be following that very closely. But to answer your question, Solo, I'm an all-go in all 14 games for Yahoo, 11 in FanDuel, and 10 on DraftKings. All right, let's do our breakdown. And if you have any questions throughout, feel free to throw them right there in chat. I'll take a break after we look at the game set for these games, and I'll answer those questions. The solo game that sits alone early, if you're going to play it, it's going to start in less than an hour, 12:05 Eastern. It's in Washington. It's 82 degrees, slight breeze there, nothing to speak of. San Diego Padres at the Washington Nationals. Total is 9, 5.80 monster number for San Diego, 3.20 for the Nationals. The lefty Blake Snell in the showdown slate, 16.8K against Paulo Espino, 13.5K. So there's your solo game. Now it gets real. The rest of these 14 all matter. Again, varying on each site, but they all matter. I will have a Yahoo main slate 14 gamers, so they're all in play for me. Cleveland Guardians at the Toronto Blue Jays. Total is 7.5. We will look to double check if the dome is open or closed. It looks as though right now it's going to be open, which to me helps hitting a little bit. But you do have two really good pitchers matching up in this one. 7.5 is the total that Vegas has set. 3.48 implied for the Guardians, 4.02 for the Blue Jays. Shane Bieber, 8.8K against Kevin Gausman, 8.2K. So two Cy Youngish in the past and at times still in the future. Who knows for these two guys, but it should be a really good game to watch and an interesting game to play. 140, we've got the Baltimore Orioles, easy for you to say, and the Tampa Bay Rays. In the little dome there in Tampa, 7.5 is the total, 3.28 implied for Baltimore, 4.22 for the Rays. Jordan Lyles, 6.6K for the O's, and Drew Rasmussen, 7.3K for the Rays. 140, this is one of the two games that we're watching the rain very closely. It does show 43% chance of rain early on there, moving up to 55% at first pitch. So again, the latest thing I saw, it looks okay, but this is the game that I'm going to really have circled of concern. So you got to check in Discord for members up until lock. And for non-members, check us out for sure on Twitter at DFS Coach Talk, because this could be pivotal. It is 75 degrees, no wind to speak of in Cincinnati. And again, those rain chances, 9.5 is the Vegas total, 5.17 for the Cubs, one of their bigger in a while, and 4.33 for the Reds. And a lot of hitting possibilities in this game with these two pitchers. Keegan Thompson, 6.3K against Justin Dunn, 5.2K. So we will watch that one and further comment here as we get closer. At 140 as well, we've got the Phillies and Mets, another fantastic matchup and terrific pitchers. It is 7 total is all in Vegas, and it's expected with these guys. 81 warm degrees in New York, though. A breeze blowing out to left at 6 miles an hour. Zach Wheeler, 9.9K against Chris Bassett, 9.6K. You're going to see a lot of action on this game, no doubt about it. Also at 140, we've got the Atlanta Braves and Miami Marlins. In the Dome in Miami, 7.5 is the Vegas total. 4 for the Braves, 3.5 for the Marlins. Bryce Elder, 7.5K against the lefty Braxton Garrett at 7.6K. Move over to Chicago. 2:10 game, the Tigers and the White Sox. Nice, comfortable 72 degrees in Chicago. Great day to watch baseball. Breeze blowing left to right at 11 miles an hour. The total is 8, 3.28 implied for the Tigers, 4.72 for the White Sox. Anderson, the lefty, at 5.6K against the crafty veteran Lance Lynn, 6.8K. And I think he's going to get a lot of SP2 interest here because Detroit absolutely stinks against righties. We've talked about it. They're last in the league in hitting against righties, right around that 212 mark, which seems impossible for a whole team, but that is definitely a possible play. 2:10, Los Angeles Dodgers at the Kansas City Royals. We've got 88 warm degrees in Kansas City, no wind to speak of, a total of 9. Triple fives for the Dodgers, 5.55 implied, 3.45 for the Royals. We have Tyler Anderson at 7.8K, the lefty for the Dodgers, going against Brady Singer at 8.1K for the Royals. So 2 fairly decent pitchers at decent prices, but a total of 9 in Vegas makes you really look at this game a couple of times over for sure. Next game, also at 2:10, we go down to the Dome in Houston. It is Oakland at Houston. 7.5 is the total. Only 2.73 implied for the A's. The Astros, 4.77. Lefty Cole Irvin takes the hill for the A's at 8K, and Christian Javier at 8.7K for Houston. At 2:15, it's the Brewers versus the Cardinals. We've got nice weather in St. Louis, 83 degrees, wind blowing left to right, 9 miles an hour. So pretty comfortable day there, considering it's been so hot in St. Louis for some of these games this past week. 8 is the total for this one, 3.73 for the Brewers, 4.27 for the Cardinals. The lefty Aaron Ashby at 7.5K against Miles Mikolas at 7.1K. Again, a very important series as those two keep leapfrogging each other for first place in that division. 2:35, we head over to Arlington for the Seattle Mariners versus the Texas Rangers. Total in that game is 7.5, 3.87 for the Mariners implied, 3.63 for the Rangers. We've got Logan Gilbert at 7.7K versus Martin Perez, the lefty, 7.9K. That should be a good game as well. 3:10, Arizona Diamondbacks at the Rockies, and this is the Coors game. Again, I think the weather's going to be fine. Towards the end of the game, you've got a 17% chance of rain. At the very end of the game, it goes up to about 26%. But I don't think it's an issue. I think they get this game in unless it's so many runs it goes super long, and it wouldn't run into rain until the very end. So this game's a full go for me at this moment. Definitely a little more worried about the weather in Cincinnati than in Colorado. All right, so in Denver this afternoon, 3:10 game. Like I said, the biggest total on the board, like usual. It's a Coors game. It's a hot 92 degrees in Denver. It's been amazing this last several days. The hottest spot in the entire slate has been Denver, on top of, the ball flying there as it is. There is a slight breeze blowing in from right at 6 miles an hour that should not affect much. Big total in Vegas of 12, 5.76 implied for Arizona, 6.24 for the Rockies. So big numbers. Part of that's because you have two very subpar to poor pitchers here. Tommy Henry, the lefty, at 8.3K, and Ryan Feltner, 7.2K. Two youngsters, some ability there. I know some people like Henry, but not a good situation to have to pitch in Colorado when it's warm like that. And Vegas doesn't usually miss their number by too much. So a must-have game for sure again today in Coors. We jump to 4:05, the Pirates at the Giants. So you've got a shadows game because it's middle of the day in San Fran. Very cool 64 degrees, slight swirling wind. So definitely pitching weather. There's no doubt about that. The total's only set at 8, 2.97 for the Pirates, 5.03, a pretty big number for the Giants under these conditions. Zach Thompson takes the mound for the Buccos, 6.8K. And for San Fran, it is the veteran Alex Wood, the lefty, at 9K flat. Last two games on the slate, the other 4 p.m.-ish game, 4:07 to be exact, is the Minnesota Twins and the Los Angeles Angels. We have 88 degrees in LA, breeze blowing out to left center at 7 miles an hour. Vegas has this game set at 9, 4.75 implied for the Twinkies, and 4.25 for the Halos. Chris Archer, the veteran, 7.8K for the Twins, and Tucker Davidson, the lefty, 6.2K for the Angels. And then a real good game for the evening game on national TV, 7 o'clock. It is, of course, the Yankees and the Red Sox. Big total in this game, too. So this is an interesting game. If you can get it as part of the full lineup, like you can on Yahoo, it's a good game to include. If not, it'll be a showdown game on FanDuel and DraftKings. But it is 73, beautiful weather in Boston, slight breeze, perfect night for baseball. 9.5, big total in Vegas. 5.06 implied for the Yanks, 4.44 for the Red Sox. Jamison Taillon with that price in the showdown slate of 15.3K, and Michael Waka Waka 15.9K for Boston. So that is the complete rundown of all 15 games. Give everybody a good idea of what's going on there. RJ, what's up, man? Good to see you. Robert Bruce, good morning. For those that have jumped in here during the break out there, and we have the coach, the man, the myth, the legend, Jason Garrett Garnett has also joined. We've got over 20 folks in there. Expect that number to continue to raise because we're giving away $20 free PayPal on the spot. Somebody's going to get that, and somebody's going to get a 1-week free membership. What I'm going to ask you to do, though, is it's awesome that you're in here. I see everybody that's there. But make just a real quick comment. You can even just say HI, hi. But I want to get everybody up on the board of commenting so that I can see everybody when the randomizer goes, because I don't want to leave anybody out that may be in there. So if you have a second right now and you're watching this on YouTube, hit the thumbs up. That's really important to us. Click the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new to us, we'd love to have you check us out. We go at basically 11 o'clock every day, regardless of the lock time. We want to be consistent for everybody and give them a chance to listen in. And then it goes up on YouTube and all our audio podcasting sites right after. So it should be posted everywhere by noon. This way, if you're at work and you want to listen on your lunch hour, it gives you a good look at the full slate for that day in baseball. So once you've done that on YouTube with the thumbs up and the subscribe, hit the alert button. This way, if we do switch a time a little bit on our podcast, then you'll know, you'll get alerted right when it's going to go on. Hello, Hassan Lewis. Great to have you in there with us. And definitely want to hit that. And then just keep an eye out. Put your alert button on if you're an audio podcast listener. It drops on all of our podcast landing spots, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, Stitcher, whatever it is, we will be there. That will definitely upload usually by noon every day after we have gone live at 11. And if you can put your top rating on that and a quick comment, our man Colin Chachoff will go through that at the end of each month, which we're halfway through somehow already, which means we're that much closer to the NFL for all our NFL people out there. But if you do that, he'll go through at the end of each month, and somebody's going to win a free month of Coach Talk in that drawing each month. So you want to do that as well. Also, if you want to join us here at Coach Talk, if you've not been a part of what we've done or been in our Discord to experience our awesome Discord family, go to dfscoachtalk.com. You can sign up there for as little as a 3-day pass for $10. Or as you see scrolling across the bottom, today is the last day. It's taken off the board at midnight tonight. If you want the second half of MLB, it goes all the way through until October 1st. You can sign up for that, but after today, it'll be taken down, and it'll be replaced this week with our NFL membership, because that is right around the corner. So if you have a chance, please do that. And anybody else that's just joined, we have people flooding in here. That's awesome. Again, make just a real quick comment, say hello, whatever you'd like to know or say or do, throw that in there in chat so that we can make sure you're in the randomizer for the $20 and the free membership. Thank you, Hassan, for listening in. Knowledge is power, and that's what we try to do here at Coach Talk. We try to look at every angle. We hand build a lot of our lineups, but we use all the tools. We're also going to be unveiling, just as an announcement here for all of our people that listen in every day and some of our new folks, we're going to incorporate a lot more tools as we approach the NFL season. We're going to have every day for you a plethora of ownership tools, top stack tool, value tool, on and on down the line. So you'll have a one-stop shop. You can get in Coach Talk. You can see everything that we do. You can use all your optimizer in there. You can do everything you want, whether you're a 150 max builder or like we do here, specifically built on hand building and picking cash line games and single entries and those where we build bankrolls, because we're all about bankroll management and contest selection here at Coach Talk. In fact, when you become a member, you get a time with any of our pros. I'm happy to sit down with you and discuss all the ins and outs about strategy and how we've gotten to be successful here at Coach Talk for long term, because it's long-term sustainability and growing your bankroll in DFS that we're all about. So thank you for letting me do that. Boston strong, let's go. I bet you're fired up for that Yankees Red Sox game tonight. That's going to be a fun one. Okay, let's get into my picks and plays. I do want to say for members, even though Crash is busy today, and he's going to be putting a bunch of his selections in Discord for our members, his pay ups and some of his home run calls and things like that. So you want to definitely click into Discord for that. All right, my pay up pitcher today, we're going to start there. And again, I'm excited today. I always get fired up when I can get pitchers that I really like that aren't going to be chalky. And I'm not going chalky pitchers today. I'm going to save some dollars on pitching so that I can get those Coors bats and a few specific spots that I want to really get some good hitting. And if my pitchers come through like they did yesterday, I was super contrarian with Webb, who ended up being the top scorer on the slate. And my secondary pitcher also did well. And we were way under price-wise. It's just that superstar hitters didn't get it done. So today they're going to get it done. I'm telling you, today's the day. Doug, good morning. Thumbs up. I love you, man. Glad you're in there. Kess fan, same to you. Appreciate you joining us. All right. Christian Javier is my pay-up pitcher for this slate. 8,700 on DraftKings, 10.6 on FanDuel, which is a little pricey there, 40 on Yahoo, which is a steal. You say, why Christian Javier? Well, several things. He's solid. He's consistent. I love the matchup that he has here against a weak team. I mean, he ought to dominate this squad. I mean, it's not, you got to start taking advantage of matchups here. You got to pick on these teams that have pretty much given up and don't have much, because that's a big edge. That is going to get you, points where you didn't think you were going to get points. So, Javier has had bad luck this year as far as getting wins. Somehow he's 6-8. So I hope people look at that line and just say, okay, he's not really that good, but he is. His ERA is right around 3. His WHIP is right at 1. Has nice amount of strikeouts with 132, and he's consistent. He hasn't blown people off the face of the earth, but his strikeouts are solid. He's got 4, 7, 6, 10, 7, 14, 13, 5, 7, 4. So he'll get you, I think he'll get 7, 8 strikeouts here in this matchup. I mean, he's had some tough sledding here. He had to go against Cleveland, Boston, the Yankees. He had some tough ones in here that he had to face. This is going to be a much better go for him today. And he consistently, you could just pencil him in 6 innings or a little bit more than 6 innings. That's his comfort zone. And, he doesn't get you the 60, like you're going to get maybe from some of the studs, but 31, 37, 24, 32, 21. He had back-to-back 70s, which were amazing. And one of those was against the Yankees, but that was in July. So hopefully he finds that wonderment here, and we'll take it. But I just like the spot. I like the matchup. I think he's at home where he's comfortable. He's consistent, and his price is right. And if my hitters do what I think they're going to do, I think if we can just check in with about 40, which I have them projected at, that's going to be just perfect for me for Javier. So that is my pretty contrarian buy-up pitcher today. My value pitcher, believe it or not, is Tyler Anderson. I'm going with the Dodgers lefty. People, I know now this is the opposite of Javier. They're going to look at this and say, what? 13-1, a 2.72 ERA, a WHIP of 1 even. Now, he's not a huge strikeout pitcher, so that usually creates a situation where a lot of people will fade him. But he's tough, man. He had a difficult outing at San Francisco 2 outings ago. Prior to that, though, the last game in that big matchup against San Diego, he put a 40 on the board. Then 43 in Coors, 40 against San Fran, 40 against St. Louis, 44 against San Diego, 56 against the Angels. So this guy's backing it up. Again, he's not going to be your 10 strikeout guy. Probably about 4 strikeouts, maybe 5. But KC's not the team they were. They got rid of a lot of bats at the deadline. And I just think he fits in this spot. And I love that game is the time that it is. Day games are a little bit harder to pick up the ball. And he really hides the ball well when he pitches. And he's not owned. He's very low owned. I believe he'll be low owned. And his price is right. He's only 7,800. Those are the stats I read, which are impressive. But it goes to show you how much strikeouts affect people and pricing. He's only 7,800 on DraftKings. He's 9,500 on FanDuel and 45 on Yahoo. So 2 really affordable pitchers that I think are going to be really tough today and get you to where you need to and allow you to stack Coors and other places where you can get some big bats. All right. I'm going to give you my fade pitcher here, and he's going to be one of the most owned pitchers on this slate. I'm going against Chris Bassett today. And people in chat, you can say, what, coach? I disagree. He's the man. He's tough. He's been pitching great. Here's the thing. I know Philly has a few guys out. I got you. I know that Schwarber's out. I know that Harper's out. But Philly can still hit. Castellanos hits Bassett great. Real Muto's been hot. Bohm, Hall, Segura, Hoskins, they still have a lot of bats. And I just think this game, everybody's going to see Zach Wheeler versus Chris Bassett. You're going to have a ton of ownership on those two guys. You may even have some people that go for both of them. I just don't think this game is going to be all that as far as pitching. We got that yesterday from the two studs, including DeGrom, of course. He's such an amazing pitcher. So fun to watch. But those two guys crushed it yesterday. I think you get a step back today. I think Wheeler and Bassett, a little bit more subject to getting hit a little bit here. And I just don't see the massive numbers to pay up for these guys, specifically Bassett. So I'll include Wheeler in there. I'll just say it right now. I'm not going to play Wheeler and Bassett. And they are going to be two of, if not the two highest owned guys on the slate. So that is going to create a real contrarian situation for us. But I don't think we're going to have to chase a 55, 60 point fantasy game from either one of these guys. I respect both teams hitting. It's 81 degrees in New York today, breeze blowing out, and I think you're going to see some runs here. I mean, that Mets lineup is a monster too. Nimmo, Marte, Lindor, Alonso, Vogelbach, Naquin, Guillermo, who can hit. I can never say his name, whatever it is. We'll call him Luis. And McNeil down at the bottom of that lineup, and that dude can hit. So I just like fading those two guys today, saving the bucks, and using it towards hitting. So I'm going to jump real quick as I'm looking at the different stats and see if anybody's did we lose any fans that didn't agree with me there? I know we're going to have some that don't. I believe I saw something in our Discord where Mr. Josh Davis likes Bassett today, and I get it. He's going to be super popular. Nope, we didn't lose anybody, so people don't think I'm completely crazy. Dominic's in there now. All right, Dom, great to have you in there. Anybody else, if you just joined or recently joined in here, we have a decent group in here now. Love to see this group in here. Put a quick comment in the chat. Just say hi, if nothing else. When we do the randomizer here shortly, I want to make sure that everybody is in there on the list before we hit that button, so that whoever wins the $20 and the free membership, you get a free, you get a fair shot at it. So, so I get it. I know it's probably quiet because people love Bassett, and people are going to go to Wheeler as well. But I think that's the differentiator. That's going to be where we get some of that low ownership. And if we just can get the bats with them, we're going to be in really damn good shape today. All right, let's go into some of the hitting pieces here. My BVP play of the day, I mentioned it already. It's Nick Castellanos going against Bassett. He's faced him 20 times. We believe in BVP here. Even in small sample size, it matters. Believe me, it does. He's 7 for 20 against him. 4 of them are extra base hits. He's homered off him. He's walked off of him, and he sees the ball well. And Castellanos, if you haven't noticed, in the last week or week and a half, has really started to heat up. Again, the weather's great in New York. The ball's going to fly, and I think he's in a great spot at pretty low ownership because he's facing Bassett. He's got a 1031 OPS, 650 slugging, 381 OBP, and a 350 average. So Nick Castellanos, probably batting in that 5 hole, I think is due for a really big game here, and I think he may even take him deep. As far as my home run call, it's not going to help you on the main slate, so I may throw in a secondary pick here, but I really like Anthony Rizzo tonight in that game against Michael Wacha. He really sees him well, and we have a good sample size there. How about this stat line? So if you can get Rizzo in the Yahoo, 14 gamer, do that. Or if you're going to play that solo showdown game, don't leave Rizzo out tonight. He's 21 for 47 against Wacha. Both guys have been in the league a while. That's 447. How the hell do you bat almost 50 times against somebody that's a decent pitcher through his career, and you're batting 447 against him. That's amazing. That is softball numbers. He's got 3 home runs against him as well. He's walked against him. He obviously sees the ball very well out of Walker's hands. An 1181 OPS, 681 slugging, 500 OBP, and that 447 average. So Rizzo is going to be in my Yahoo lineups, and he'll be in my showdown slate that I play this evening. Let me give you another home run call for the main slate. It's Yordan Alvarez. He's hit this guy 7 for 14. Small sample size, but 2 of them have gone out of the yard. Alvarez, just again, one of my favorite players. I play Alvarez and Ramirez from the I almost said it, the Guardians. Those 2 guys probably more than anybody else. But Alvarez, I love him in this matchup. I think he hits Irvin here. People have a tendency to not play Alvarez against a lefty. Alvarez pounds lefties. I'm telling you, he can hit lefties well, and his ownership comes down a little bit because people don't always realize that there are some reverse splits on some of these guys. 1533 OPS against Irvin, 1,000 slugging. That's all. 533 OBP and 500 average. So Yordan Alvarez is my home run call also for the main slate. Let's try to get both of these home runs in there. All right. Before we go to stacks, let's do a real quick check. If we have any new folks in here, we do have a few people. The group is growing as we're getting closer to the giveaway. Couple of things. If you want to join us here at Coach Talk, go to dfscoachtalk.com. If you're waiting for this drawing, hit that thumbs up, the subscribe button, and click the alert. We go live mostly at 11 o'clock every day for the MLB slate. So you're going to want to, be alerted when that goes live. And then you can listen to it throughout the day or in lunch hour, whenever you get a chance from there. Okay, let's go with stacks here. A couple of stacks I like. I hope Crash here is already in church or playing the drums, because he's not going to like my one stack here. It's going to be a low-owned stack, and I think it is super crafty. I am going to go with the St. Louis Cardinals against the lefty Aaron Ashby from the Brewers. It's warm in St. Louis. The right-handed bats, they just have a few decent right-handers. You may have heard of them, Goldschmidt and Arenado. So, not a paradise for lefties to face the Cardinals. On top of that, they have Carlson at the top of that order, Tyler O'Neill, who can pop it out at any second. On down the line, Edmund, DeJong, who's a home run power bat at any time. I just like that lineup against lefties. Ashby's been up and down. He's been inconsistent at times. He's done decently at times. But I think because of all the other big games on the slate and the Coors slate and everything else, that the Cardinals are going to go under-owned. They only have a 4.27 implied, so it's not like Vegas is pointing a huge finger at them. But I do think it's an important game for the Cardinals. They want to leapfrog back into first or increase that league. It's just about tied in that division. So I really like the Cardinals today. Mini stack, 3 or 4 guys. If I can afford Goldschmidt and Arenado, it's probably not going to happen. Goldschmidt 6.2, Arenado 5.7. So you probably have to pick one or the other and include one of them in that. I may go 1, 2, 3, Carlson, O'Neill, Goldschmidt, if that's the order, or get Edmund in there or DeJong, because they're much cheaper. But 3 or 4 man for Cardinals, I think, is a sharp play, and it's not going to be a high-owned stack by any stretch. Where I'm going to use some of the money that I saved in pitching by going with Javier and Anderson as of right now, I'm going to use that in Coors. I'm going back to Coors. I love the fact that it showed a possibility of rain there. Just to plant a seed of doubt for people is a huge plus. So if that happened at all and they don't play it or load up on it, I think the weather's going to be fine. I don't think it rains till very end of the game, if at all. And it's a 12 in Vegas for a reason. These two teams are not super high priced,
So you can really get core stacks, not cores. Yeah, how about core stacks? That's CORECOORS from both of these squads and afford it. Because if you look at, the middle of these, Marte, Walker, Varsho, McCarthy, affordable, right in the middle of that lineup for the D-backs. Same thing for the Rockies, Blackmon, Iglesias, Rogers, Crone, Grishik. You could really grab 3 guys or so from each side and make it work. So you'll see my main lineup today for cash and hybrid. You're going to see those 2 pitchers. So I get a break there. You're going to see the mini stacks in St. Louis and then the 2 sides in cores. And I do like, 12 to 15 runs in this game. And to me, that should be able to get it done. So those are my stacks. Anybody agree or disagree there? I don't know. Let's see. Dwayne Wesley's joined the fun. Boston Strong just asked, is St. Louis stack a good stack? How does that? There's your answer, my friend. I think it's a terrific stack that could go a little lower owned than it should. And I think that it'll do really well today. So let's jump on that one. All right. We're going to switch to prize picks. If you want to join prize picks, go there. First time depositors, use the promo code Coach Talk, all one word, and they'll match you up to 100%, all the way up to $100. So just sign up there, use that promo code, and get some free dollars in there for sure. DJ, yes, if you were on earlier, is Tyler Anderson the most overlooked pitcher today? I think he is. I think he's a great play. He's going to be my SP2. I think he's too cheap. I mean, you don't go to 13-1 by accident, and he's in a good matchup. So I do like Tyler Anderson today, DJ. I agree with you that he's underowned. My prize picks plays today. I like Christian Javier, 6.5 over strikeouts. I think in this strikeout matchup, I think he goes at least 6 innings. I think probably he goes 7. I have him 7 strong innings here. And I think he gets, I have him listed as 8 Ks. So I like the over Javier strikeout, 6.5. I think he throws a real gem today at a very fair price. Also, I like over 8 for Mr. Rizzo, Anthony Rizzo, 8 fantasy score. I think that is a smash spot. I will have that in a couple of different parlays of plays that I'm going to use on prize picks. It's the late game. He owns Waka. I think that I really do like Rizzo tonight in that matchup. I think he's going to do great. I think I have him. I think it's over 10 fantasy score for him for sure. And it is only 8 on prize picks. All right. That takes me to my Boom Fantasy plays. And what I'll say on this one is I am so excited that we're going to be exclusive partners of Boom Fantasy. They're going to launch in a couple of weeks here, right at the end of the month, in time for football. And they are going to be very competitive in the marketplace. You'll be able to play all kinds of things on Boom Fantasy. They will be state-of-the-art site and app. You'll be able to play all of your different fantasy plays as far as overs, unders, all of your different plays for each game. You can stack games. You can move things around as far as playing an over Colorado with a total fantasy score for a player so it's going to be, similar to a prize picks type site on steroids. And we're going to have some fantastic free plays for them to give out. We're going to be giving out all kinds of info. So stay tuned. Look for that Boom Fantasy news. We're going to also do podcasts for Boom Fantasy every week for the NFL. Those will be posting live for the Thursday and Sunday night slates, and certainly for Sundays. So for now, the 2 picks today for the wagers for Boom Fantasy are, again, hopefully Crash is drumming right now and not paying attention. I like the St. Louis Cardinals. I like them as a stack.
They're only minus 139. I think, they hit Ashby pretty well here. And I think at home, minus 137 is super fair. Love that play here. As far as the game that is really going to make or break me, probably, I don't think the Philly Mets game is one of those 1-0 games like yesterday. We know Nola and DeGrom are fantastic. Even though these two guys are very good pitchers, there's nothing wrong with Bassett and Wheeler, but they're not DeGrom and Nola in my book. So I'm going to go over 7 in this game. I don't see why this game can't be 6-4, something like that. And these guys don't quite get to their number. I think it'll work hand in hand with this play with my DFS plays as well. All right. I'm going to do a 2 brains are better than 1 because I'll announce that. So we'll go through it very quickly here, but I'll give you a chance to write it down, or you can even enter it as we're talking here, because I would love for a bunch of us that are on this podcast together to all play this in one of the take a bullet shot, a single bullet in these multi-entry ones, and just take it all down together. That would be phenomenal. And I've already used Crash's input from info he sent me last night on players that he wanted included. So before I give that out, this is the chance here. If you have not put a comment into our chat, please do right now. And then we'll hit the randomizer from there. I just want to make sure that the amount that are in the randomizer are the same that it shows on the screen that are in chat, that are on the side here in chat. So this is your chance to say hi and jump in to it. I'll give you like 10 seconds to get that done and take a little sip of coffee. And then we are going to push the button. Somebody's going to win $20 free PayPal and a week membership at Coach Talk. All right, my friends, I am going to push the button and see who it lands on. First one is going to be for the $20 PayPal. And if your name is announced, what you need to do is jump on Twitter, go to @DFS Coach Talk, and shoot us your name and your PayPal address. And so this way we can send that right to you. Let us know that you won the contest. All right, here goes the spin. The winner is Robert Bruce. Robert Bruce, you have won $20 PayPal. Congratulations, sir. You have won it. All right. Send us that note on PayPal, and we will get that over to you immediately. Now we are going to draw for a free week membership at Coach Talk. So here comes the randomizer spin here. And 1 week free, same thing. Go to dfscoachtalk.com. No, at DFS Coach Talk on Twitter. Let us know that you won the free week and we'll send you an invite. We just need your email address to send you that invite. The winner is Mark McLennan. Mark McLennan, you are going to be a member for the next week at DFS Coach Talk. So congratulations to our 2 winners, Robert Bruce, $20 PayPal, and Mark McLennan. You are the man for 1 free week of Coach Talk. All right. Let's see. Howard Rose, Cole Irvin, 20.5 fantasy score on Prize Picks. Great call yesterday. Coach with Logan Webb. Do you think Alex Wood can put up a similar performance today? I am not going to jump on Alex Wood. I do like the park. I like that matchup, but I don't trust him. He's got more blow up potential than I would, feel comfortable with going with today. But thank you for the shout out there. Again, congratulations, Mark, and congratulations to Robert at DFS Coach Talk. We'll get that right out to you. Okay, no further ado. Let's jump on FanDuel and give out this 2 brains are better than 1. Play it. Let's all play it. Get into like what do they have? The $4.44 or $5 something where we can all cash this together.
And I love this lineup today. I think it is super scary. All right, here we go. Are you ready? First off, our pitcher on this Two Brains Are Better Than One GPP for FanDuel, Christian Javier, no surprise, 10.6K. At first base for this Coach Talk squad, we're going back to Jose Abreu. He let us down the other day. He's got great BVP in this game. $3,100 Jose Abreu at first. Second base, low owned, low respected, and he sneaks in some decent games. $2,600. We're going to take number 3 batting order, Javier Baez. So he's in that Detroit White Sox game as well. I think he can get us there at a cheap price. He's the cheapest guy on our whole team going in. I like some of the beef in this Houston matchup. They're also a game that if you want to stack a team, if you don't want to go St. Louis, you're not as confident there. My next team up would have been the Houston Astros against this Oakland team. Alex Bregman, $3,300 is going to be our third baseman for the GPP. Kyle Farmer in Cincinnati, that's the big circle. He's $2,800. I have him in the lineup, but I'm worried about the weather there. So as of right now, we're going to plug him in. If that game looks too iffy, I'll know within the next 40 minutes. I'll pull him and replace him with a different shortstop. So it'd be in Discord so you know what's going on there, or definitely be aware on Twitter so you know if we change that lineup. Going with Nick Castellanos, obviously, I talked about him and his fantastic stats against Bassett. He's only $2,800. He's going to be our first outfielder. Second outfielder, Jordan Alvarez. He has a tendency to hit a lot of home runs for us on Sundays. I think he keeps it up. He is an expensive $4,300, so it's a lot to bite off, but I love it, especially having him with Bregman Alvarez back-to-back. Stephen Kwan is my other outfielder. He's been so solid this week. I've had him rostered multiple times. He's only $2,700. He leads off against Gausman. So because it's Gausman, he's not going to be owned that much, but he really gets on base. He knows how to run the bases. He can steal you a bag, and I think he's in a good spot today. My utility player today is Alejandro Kirk. He's $2,800. He has to face Bieber, so, not a perfect matchup for him, but I think that keeps his ownership up or down, I'm saying, and I think that's a plus for us. And he's $2,800, I think, too cheap for Alejandro Kirk. He's batting in the 3-hole with all that protection behind him and guys that should get on base in front of him. So the Coach Talk GPP FanDuel play today: Javier Abreu, Baez, Bregman, Farmer, Castellanos, Alvarez, Kwan, and Kirk. And again, if we need to make the move on Farmer, we'll follow that very closely. All right, I think that is everything, my friends. I appreciate everybody jumping in here. Great turnout again. As long as we keep having all of this, these people jumping in and enjoying this, we'll continue to give stuff away on Sundays. We may even boost it up. We're going to talk about it tonight. We have a Coach Talk meeting with all our staff and pros, and we may give away a full NFL membership next Sunday. That's what we're talking about, either next Sunday or the following Sunday. So stay tuned for that. That would be a phenomenal win for somebody as well. So thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Crash has a meeting tomorrow, so I'm going to be solo. You're stuck with me alone tomorrow. Tuesday, Deb joins us again. Everybody loves when Deb's on. And then Wednesday, we'll be back with Crash again. So enjoy your day. Come and join us, dfscoachtalk.com. We've got NASCAR going today, all of this MLB action, and we'll be sweating out some of the golf. So thank you so much for listening in. Give us a thumbs up on the way out on YouTube if you haven't. Hit the subscribe button and hit the alert so you know every day when our podcasts go live. Thanks again, family. Appreciate all of you. And I hope you just all absolutely crush it today in MLB, DFS, Prize Picks, Boom Fantasy, and DFS.